Welcome to
chemistry
episode
with
4 of the
but
Tharries
they do it all the
podcast
time.
featuring Channel Pup and Angry Pacifist. To be honest, we've introduced this video so many times that this is it now. So, say hi everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Today we're going to be talking about whatever shit comes to our head first. So everybody, what do you think of the Batwoman trailer?
Awful.
So I'll do Pup first because I
Full
know I
stretch
saw you
video on it
do
is-
the video on it, obviously. But just for my
Okay,
viewers,
so here's what I'll say. If you really want my thoughts on the Batwoman trailer, check out Channel Pup. Link is in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe.
Stop plugging yourself, man.
How do you think I got this far?
you don't need to plug. I need to plug. You're too big to plug. At a certain
Legit.
stage, it's like you don't need to plug anymore. I'm not at that stage.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I basically just thought what Bullstrap thought. So what's that video again? I'm so lost. I'm so confused.
Channel Pup, have you ever
We've
watched a
already-
regular show?
No, I haven't watched a regular show before.
What's wrong with you?
Well, Doctor Who.
Okay then, Rick and Morty.
I don't watch Rick and Morty. Fan base ruined it for me.
Really?
I never.
Yeah, well,
understood-
why would
right.
Why would I want to affiliate with a fan base that's going around yelling "wubba lubba dub dub" and "I'm Pickle Rick"?
I never understood that
Without hearing
argument.
this
Like,
nice
if
isolation.
a piece of media,
There's nothing funny about it.
If a piece of media is good, it should be good regardless of the fan base.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure it is, but I just haven't got into it because the fan base is so obnoxious and they make it sound so utterly unfunny that I just don't do it.
But it is funny. You
I
I
can't,
saw
saw like one
Hooray!
episode. I thought it was entertaining, and I'll leave it at that. You know,
you
like
can't take a fan's opinion on a show. If you took, well, then again,
yeah, these
Yeah.
aren't opinions. These are just them quoting it out of context, and it
Yeah.
sounds really
But
stupid.
then again, if you took like every Doctor Who fan's opinion on Doctor Who, you'd never watch the show because
Oh yeah, no. If I was
Yeah.
aware of the Doctor Who fandom, I would not be a Doctor Who fan.
because every fan just complains.
Yeah,
It's not
well,
about
that's
the
why I say no to
complaining.
that.
It's not
Okay.
about the complaining.
Is
It's
it?
about the religious worship
Yeah, that's
and the
true.
smugness.
But I do make a living. Well, I hope to make a living.
Utterly socially incompetent some of these people are.
Yeah, I was on the other side of the fandom the other day, looking at Crystal D's tweets. I don't know whether you've heard of him or
Oh,
not.
flipping hell.
Yeah, you heard of Crystal D?
Crystal D is just a person that does a job.
Yeah.
Crystal D is someone who doesn't understand Doctor Who, whose job is to tell people about Doctor Who.
Yeah.
The thing is, I saw Crystal D in like a 5 Who fans video where they were talking
Yeah.
about Hellbent.
I did it.
And she seemed perfectly informed and everything, and I think that's the real Crystal D. I think what Crystal D does in these like Doctor Who fan show things is very much scripted to be lowest common denominator stuff.
But it's not just that. Like, if you go onto her Twitter page, she's very sort of pro, not just Series 11, but I just mean like the sort of anti-man feminist movement in general. And I'm just like, okay, I've kind of lost a bit of respect for you.
Yeah.
I
Are
can
you
understand
watching-
that. I think there's a lot that can also be misconstrued when it's over Twitter and everything. And what we kind of got to remember is, like, I think you expect differently from a person like, say, Brie Larson or something, because she's expected to be like a role model for everyone. A person like Crystal D is ultimately a fan first and foremost, you know, professional second.
She's also an
Um,
employee of the BBC, though, so I think there is an element that she has to say what they agree with.
According
Oh,
to
yeah, yeah,
IMDb,
they
I've
have
worked on the Doctor Who art department, which certainly have not.
Since when?
You know, you work for Blue Peter.
Yeah, according to IMDb, I worked for Blue Peter and worked for the BBC, but I wouldn't
Well,
really
you
call
were
it
nine.
working for them. I would call it, being a
Volunteering.
competition winner.
Exactly. I've always wanted to win a Doctor Who competition. God damn it, why didn't you get to do it?
Yeah.
Because you're worthless.
because we're too young. We could have
We're
won
not that
one.
young. Like, I remember entering the Tardis design one.
Yeah, no, but I mean the actual like villain, create your own villain one.
Well, like, I can maybe remember that. Wait, how old
To
were
be
you?
fair, he did just say he wants to win a competition.
I just want to win something. You know.
You want to win a raffle. Like, go to a charity fun day, you can win a raffle, you can have your picture taken with a giant stuffed bear, and then you'll get your fulfillment.
I don't even know what this is gonna be. Like, maybe this will just be a filler video while I'm revising. Maybe that's just what it'll be.
Yeah, mate.
That's probably what this is gonna be. It's gonna just be like filler until I get my act
Do you
together.
mind? Do you mind if we go back to Crystal D for a second?
Yep.
Something I want to
Shoot.
say.
Yep. Go on.
So the other day I was watching a video from the Doctor Who fan, and it was from just after Twice Upon a Time, and she was talking to David Bradley, Mark Gatiss, and I could just see in her face that she didn't want to be talking to these racists. Like, I could just tell that was what she was thinking the whole time.
I mean, it can't have been as bad as that interview that Brie Larson gave with Chris Hemsworth.
Wait, what? What?
You know the
I need
interview
to see that.
that Brie Larson gave.
No, I
Chris...
didn't.
Pup,
Send me a link.
Channel Pup, did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. It was I don't know. Like, put it this way: I've heard all the people say it's uncomfortable body language. I've seen other people say, "Yep, that's definitely that." But at the same time, when these same people have been very one note about being anti Brie Larson, I think literally Brie Larson could like donate to a puppy charity, and I'd be like, "Oh, she's only doing this for publicity." Like,
But,
the
like,
thing is, like, there is a lot of vitriol and a lot of bile on the subject to the
I
point where I'm
know.
just like, I'll
No,
come
I
to
know.
my own conclusions. And those
But
conclusions
I
are,
feel
I don't,
like-
I could care less what Don Cheadle and Chris Hemsworth think of Brie Larson. At the end of the day, I enjoyed Endgame, so it is what it is.
Judging by what I saw, oh, that's the picture I want to send you, by the way. Pacifist, I finally got it to work.
Oh, very nice.
It's
Very
actually-
nice little duo there. The new Paternoster gang.
It was actually a display. Yeah. But what I wanted to say was, what was I saying? The thing is, with people like Crystal D,
again.
is that, like I say, they're employed by the BBC, so they can't say certain things. Does that mean she's a bad person? No, it doesn't mean that. But I'm saying that...
The thing is, there's also other factors you could factor in. I mean, like, you made the point of saying that she looked kind of uncomfortable talking to who she was talking to, but there's a number of factors. There's a bit in, like, I'm going to do a bit of self-example here, but there's a bit in the Blue Peter episode I was in where I'm looking at a picture of Zorbaloff, and I'm looking very uncomfortable, and I'm holding my stomach like, and that has nothing to do with me hating Zorbaloff or being disappointed. It was that I legitimately was sick that day.
but
So,
there's, like, a
for all we know,
difference
if it does look a bit out of sorts, she could just be sick, or maybe she's had some bad news or something. You know, there's a
But,
lot
like,
of different ways it
In
could go.
fairness, you were a kid back then.
Yeah, but in fairness, like, being sick is a person being sick ultimately. You know,
Yeah, I mean, it
like, this is
doesn't
the
help
point
that
I'm
Peter's
making.
a
Is like,
live
it's
show.
so easy to read into these things and look at everything through shit tinted glasses, but like.
Yeah.
I think you've got to really think it through and really just, or not even think about it at all and just consider it as, to be honest, is it worth losing any sleep over? I can understand people being upset with Doctor Who Series 11 and everything. I get that. But
No,
if we're
I
getting
get
to a
what you
point
mean.
where we're really going to riff on Crystal D, it's like, what's the
I
point?
don't
You
wanna
know, she's a
riff on
fan.
Crystal I don't. That's not
It
my
is what it
intention. But it just caught my attention that obviously I was looking through Twitter the other day, and I just noticed the way that she thought and how many people agreed with her, even though I considered it to be quite wrong. For example, there's a tweet that says, "These are pretty dark days for women. Let's spread a bit of positivity and say all your favorite women from the show." And I was just
But let's
like,
also
it's a
factor in the other
thing.
side of that double-edged sword here, right? Because we had an interesting discussion. Because I've been quite critical of, on my community feed, I've been quite critical of Streak, and I think it's because he's playing towards sensationalism, like right-wing sensationalism, just as Crystal D is probably playing towards left-wing sensationalism in a way, if you get me. It's
I can
what gets you
understand
views
what
in
you're
it.
saying. Not that I agree. I personally think that I do agree that Bolstrak does over-exaggerate for the sake of obviously comedic value and obviously to appease his audience. But I feel like this is a man who's sort of been driven to the edge almost. Like, he's sick of this, and I can't.
By a
really...
fucking TV show, dude. Like, calm down.
Yeah, but when every single franchise that you love just sort of gets bad, it's kind of depressing.
Yeah.
There are worse problems than that.
I'm not saying that there's not, but I'm saying that...
I mean, like, I've been there, done that myself, got the t-shirt. I've seen Doctor Who turn to exactly what Balstreak has seen Doctor Who turn to. I've seen like Gotham, like a show I thought would never let me down. Its final season was an absolute wash and everything. And you know, like a lot of fans are experiencing it with Game of Thrones and everything. And maybe it's not due to political wokeness, due to something else. And at the end of the day, quality is quality. At the end of the day, like if the show's going downhill, it's going downhill, regardless of whether or not it's for wokeness or for lazy writing or due to budget cuts or whatever.
But I think the thing that Bullstrike was trying to say in his content is that wokeness in a show often leads to the show's downfall in quality. And
I actually do agree with that. It's the way that he presents things now, though. Like, if I were to give an example, it was on a recent one, he has Mr. Dinkles come in. Professor Dinkles, sorry. And it's like, I realize that, you people are going to get angry at Mr. Balstrick, that grumpy old bastard, for just airing his opinion and stuff. That's not why they're getting angry. They're getting angry because every time he wants to air that opinion, he immediately refers to vegans or transgenders or women or people with short hair or men that weigh under a certain amount or something. That's what people get pissed off about because they don't want to keep being used as an example of right-wing, left-wing wokeness, you know? Like, it's, you know, like, what's wrong with a woman having...
I think, and I love him personally. Like, I
can appreciate that, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I think. That's what this is. I don't think Balstreak is as big of a, in my opinion, baby look in his recent videos because you can even see it if you look to his old ones. Like Doctor Who Series 10, in my opinion, has just as much political correctness as Series 11, but he had positive things wrong to say about it. No, it is because, like, Bill, to be honest, mentions her sexuality and everything, like. More than anyone in Series 11.
That Bill did mention her sexuality extremely frequently. The thing is, with
and
Bill,
let's not forget, is the future going to be your girl? We can only hope so. From one of the best episodes.
Like that was more referencing what's going to happen.
It's still a really woke sounding line, though.
It is.
Wait, which episode was that from?
That was from the Dr. Falls.
Like, I don't know. With Series 10, it at least felt like the characters were likable.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But that's the thing, is like, wokeness is not the problem with Series 11 in that case. The problem is crappy writing.
But the wokeness doesn't help, and the way that she delivers her woke lines isn't helping matters either.
Oh, yeah, no, but that's just, it's not the problem. Like, if wokeness
woke lines like Hamlet, people would probably...
I think I personally feel that Series 11 is more woke because they're actually attacking straight white men, whereas Series 10 didn't at all, really.
What about that guy that Peter Capaldi punched?
Well, yeah, there was that.
Yeah, but Peter Capaldi is.
It's got the message of don't be racist or you'll get a hit. You know, like it's still a very
he was a white man himself, though, so it didn't feel as bad.
But at the same time, the hero of the story is a white man, so
I don't know. I don't think it makes a difference. I think like if the villain's a white man, the villain's how it is. You know, if we're gonna say it doesn't work now because character is A, black, B, woman, or anything like that, you'll end up basically sounding like the kind of person that goes, "I'm not racist, but," and that's a cliche, you know.
No, I know. But with Krasko, for example, like he was
Krasko is that's an easy one.
A racist white male.
Krasko is the easiest target in the whole series.
No. Let me just say. It's Krasko, Trump guy, and Charlie, like three in a row, like in the same series, like, and considering that there are no other that I can remember human villains.
King Charles, I guess you could kind of count as a villain.
Was there also the guy in Kablam?
Oh yeah, he was a terrorist.
Yeah, that was Charlie. Yeah, that's one of the people I said.
And King Charles.
The thing is, I would say it's very coincidental, to be honest, though.
I wouldn't say it's coincidental.
I think they could have been better with their casting choices. When something
happens more than once, you kind of get the feeling that it's more than just a
I think the thing is, if these characters were not white males, these same people complaining about the fact that they are white males would be saying there's not enough white males in the series.
Well, no, because we got Graham and he's
because no one ever complained
Rosa
about
Parks,
that.
his husband, and
no one ever complained about that when Martha was on the show, and Martha took up like half the main cast. because obviously it was.
Yeah, but then again, the Doctor was a man at that point, and so
Still though,
it's like you like getting rid
no
of
one ever
white
complained
men.
that Martha wasn't white because she was a well-written character.
The thing is,
yeah,
I think
we did need yeah.
I think the thing is, like, from my perspective anyway, I think you could pretty much cast anyone of any demographic in these roles so long as that role doesn't call for them to be of a certain heritage. So, for example, Yaz would still have to be someone of Punjab descent and everything. But, like, you could cast pretty much anyone of any gender or anything in those roles, and the script should still work. And that's the thing is, in my opinion, it comes...
I don't even think that Yaz needs to be like Punjab descent or anything like.
But that you need it for Demons of Punjab, don't you?
No, yeah,
but you could literally change
they,
the setting.
I feel they could have. Yeah, they could have rewritten the episode to just have it where they just happen to land there.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what's really wrong with Yaz being of Indian descent is the question, you know?
Oh no, nothing's wrong with
I'm
it.
not trying to like
It's
put
not
words in
necessary.
anyone's mouth or anything, but my verdict is basically that I really it shouldn't make a difference because it's the quality of script that ultimately
No,
counts.
it shouldn't. But
I believe you could take literally this exact Doctor Who cast with all the white male villains in tow, and you could make something good so long as the writing is compelling. And I think ultimately we're in an age where we're going through a bit of a transitional period, so naturally I think there's going to be some growing pains. But I think a day will come where it really shouldn't matter.
no, I'm not saying it should matter. What I am saying is that you cannot vilify one side of like other community.
You are a racist, feminist, heterophobe, and I do not like you.
You can't.
Oh yeah, no, I made that joke plenty of times on my own channel when I did the pup feed thing for the Dalek remake. Like,
That's what I'm saying. You can't.
there is an element.
You can't vilify one side of like. You can't just vilify white men for everything.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely not. Like, this is the thing though, is I didn't really register it as vilification in Doctor Who itself, but what I will say is the way that fans have reacted to Doctor Who Series 11 is just as two-sided as you say it is, because there are lots of people that are attacking people saying, you're sexist because you don't like Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor and stuff. The thing is, I don't like Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor, but it has nothing to do with her gender, and to be honest, I don't deem it truly sexist if you don't want a female to play a mostly male role anyway.
Well, that's the thing.
What I don't approve of is when people are like, oh yeah, the Doctor should be getting a period now, the Doctor should be in the kitchen, like that is sexist.
My preference is for the Doctor to be a male character. However, that doesn't mean that if the right actor came along and she was written well, that it couldn't be a female. But
yeah, as it stands, I prefer the Doctor to be male because of track record.
I personally, if I was to cast an actress now, it would be Tilda Swinton. I'm perfectly fine with someone like that.
She'd be perfect, but she's too big for it now at this point.
She is too big. I'm not gonna lie.
And I will say
I would still ask her.
I will say that I think that when Jodie leaves, there's going to be a bit of damage control because there's going to have to be. Because the response to the show currently, as much as the BBC will try and spin it and say, well, look how amazing it did, it really didn't. If you look at audience responses in pretty much anywhere discussing Doctor Who, you either get people who love it just because it's Doctor Who, you get people who genuinely thought it was good, and they're in the minority, I feel. I could be wrong, but in my view,
I think it's all pretty balanced at this point, but I think that enough is damaging.
From what I've seen, that most people do not like this current series. I think that's
the thing. But if you look for it, the thing is, like, ultimately, if you look on your YouTube, you're going to get videos that are recommended to you, and you're mostly going to see ones that are negative about it because they know you agree.
If you look at
it's how the algorithm.
The Doctor Who YouTube channel itself, and you go to one of their Series 11 videos, most of the comments are negative.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. But then go on it in an incognito tab. Go on it in an incognito tab, and you see that the top comments are more balanced when you do it on an incognito
the top
tab.
comments are, because those are the ones the BBC wants you to see, though.
I mean, like, if you were to go through and count, I don't know, it's just an estimate, is that you'd end up with basically just a mix.
How do I get onto incognito real quick? I forgot how to do it.
I think the fact that it's that mixed is, like, still saying a negative thing about Doctor Who. But then again, even throughout Stephen Moffat's era of Doctor Who, if you look at the videos on there, the top comments usually come up with, remember when it was with Russell T Davies and stuff, and it was so much better then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
but the thing is that
I'm on an incognito tab right now. I'm gonna go look up Doctor Who. I'm gonna see the first few comments.
okay, but I feel like a big issue with
I'll go for a
with
recent one.
uh
Posted 1 day ago at time of
with, with,
The
with,
recording.
you,
with
the
Hang on,
I,
man.
the
Let
we
Angry
ever
Pacifist
stop to
speak for a second.
question
Let me hear what
sorry,
he's
yeah,
got to
go
say.
on. I did.
It's alright.
I feel like with Doctor Who, when you're casting like a new person to make a Doctor, you're more likely to cast a man because in your mind you have more male personas, as how you imagine the Doctor. Not that you imagine the Doctor as a man necessarily, but you think of more male personalities when you think
I
of the
think an
Doctor
aspect of it is
than a
also
man.
to a
Is that
degree.
wrong?
I think like there's an aspect to it as well. Is like we are males. We're ultimately going to be in the headspace of males for the most part. And I think with a role like the Doctor, we're more likely going to imagine males partly because we are male. And
That's true.
I'm not speaking for women here and stuff because I remember at one point I was thinking about making a Doctor Who fan audio at one point, believe it or not. And one of the first things Liz, my girlfriend, says to me is, "You're going to make the Doctor male, though, right?" And she doesn't do. She thinks the show sucks, but like the fact is that even she herself, who's not a Doctor Who fan or anything, and is a female, thinks that I should steer clear of female doctors.
Well, that's the thing. I've had comments from females saying I agree 100% with you. So I don't like the idea of the narrative that it's only men that don't like this series because that's just plainly not true. Because I've had
And I think another thing is I think if Jodie Whittaker came to the role and redefined it in the way that other actors have, or had a chance to redefine it in the way that other actors have, she could achieve it. But the thing is, right now, the image I have in my head as the Doctor, usually, is Peter Capaldi, and that's the thing is,
Yes.
he's not the first Doctor I had. He's not my Doctor. But he's
No.
the one that strikes me to mind because he's the most recent image I have is him penguin walking around looking a bit confused.
Dun, dun, dun,
I disagree. I disagree with that reasoning. Series 10, Stephen Moffat wrote him to be kind of the ultimate Doctor, kind of be the ultimate kind of personality, ultimate characterization. And so, when we think of the Doctor, we just think of Peter Capaldi now because.
But also
he's the
consider that
ultimate
Chris Chibnall
incarnation.
has tried to write Jodie Whittaker as the ultimate Doctor in that she's basically a Wikipedia article of the 10th Doctor.
No,
it doesn't really work.
That's different. That's different because he chose specific Doctors to draw from rather than just going for a general mix of them
Yeah,
all.
he didn't just Google search the Doctor and just went, okay, the Doctor's supposed to be this.
I mean,
so do
yeah,
want me
you
to-
got a
I'm-
good point there.
I'm in an incognito tab. Do you want me to sort from newest first or top comments?
Let's see top comments first. I think.
Okay.
In theory, top comments should do the trick.
Okay, so first one, Die Blanket of Death, Drax. So it's the Guardians of the Galaxy
We're
quote.
gonna name people, okay?
All right,
It's risky,
yeah.
but okay.
That's from Vortex 11. Exado, I'm still somewhat holding out hope that the Timeless Child means something.
Welcome to the Tharries podcast, where you can get a free shout out just by commenting on a Doctor Who YouTube video.
I can't even read his name. Zavari Velociraptor. I thought the Timeless Child would be the bad wolf or the Silence Will Fall of Series 11. Then it was literally never mentioned again. I hope Series 12 has a story arc. So you can see what I mean. Even the top comments are offering criticism more so than saying, "Oh, it's
Oh yeah. The thing is, those are quite minor criticisms comparatively.
It's okay. So next one, it's morally wrong to kill sniper robots, but it's totally fine.
Which video are you on?
The most recent.
Which video are you on?
Most recent one. The Ghost
Edge of
Monuments
Time.
re-upload. No. The Ghost Monuments re-upload.
Oh.
The most recent Series 11 one.
Ghost Monument was dire.
Oh, he really was.
Yeah.
The thing is, I
That's
haven't
it.
seen most of the Ghost Monument. I legitimately couldn't get through the first 20 minutes, so I just skipped straight to the TARDIS reveal.
Still think this episode.
Honestly, actually, I've got the same comments. I'm not in incognito. I've got the same comments.
Okay, this one's for Beazles. Remember when we thought this was going to set up a series arc? Good times.
Perhaps I'm wrong about the whole incognito thing. I don't know, but I know that YouTube's algorithm does kind of filter what it thinks you want to a degree, you know?
Yeah, well, I'm just going on incognito because it's the most
Why,
accurate
why,
one.
why don't you take a, why don't you take a look at the newest first?
Okay, so this one's from. Okay, I'll go from. Shall I go from newest first?
Yeah, let's see the difference.
Okay. Angry pacifist. Angry pacifist who is on the podcast with us today just typed trash. That's it. Woodward. Okay, so next one is from Wolfstaff from 1 minute ago. We all know that the Doctor knows a lot, and Time Lords have the power that they can actually see glimpses of time, both past, present, and future. Jodie is a freaking great actress and got to use her skills in 248. 13 seems curious, and the Remnant says, "We see what's hidden, even from yourself. The outcast, the abandoned, the unknown, the monument." It mentions outcast. You could tell 13 is angered, frustrated with something.
I disagree.
This is one of the very few times writers actually gave it.
Jodie's not a good actress. Literally everything I've seen Jodie in, she is just awful. Like she's
Dude,
either,
hang on. Tharries, refresh the video and go to newest comments.
Oh, for God's sake. It's just gonna be you.
I got into this because I was
I'm doing it.
sneakerhead, but there's more to it than that.
Yeah.
Oh, legit. Yes.
Did you like your own comment?
Yeah,
No, I didn't.
No. I liked my one, and I liked Pup's one.
Hang on, where are you? Where are you?
I'm the second one, mate. I'm literally the second one.
I can't even reply because we're in incognito.
I got into this
Oh,
because
hang
I was a sneakerhead.
Newest first, and there you are. There you go. Have a thumbs up.
So whilst they're playing about, next one is guys.
Hey, someone liked my comment.
It was me.
I know.
I just subscribed to you as well.
Okay, so then
Oh, Brian has just replied to me.
Brian.
You know Brian, yeah.
Yeah, I sent him a thing saying I invited Harry on my podcast, but he didn't respond. This was before I knew we were doing this one, so.
So are we inviting more people to the party then, or?
I don't think he's
Yeah.
gonna come on, to be honest.
Let's invite all of your subscribers so they don't need to watch this video.
Nah, I need the money, even though I don't make any money.
You're not even monitor.
Exactly.
Just
People
make money on Patreon.
People
Who
watching
cares?
this, I need serious help. Just subscribe.
Just make money from Patreon, dude. It's so much
yeah,
easier.
but no one wants to.
It's
join the
not
Patreon.
easier though. Do you want to know an interesting fact? No, it's
Shut up,
really
Ollie.
not, okay? Because, like, through monetization, I get a minimum of £200 per month come in. Through Patreon, I get three.
Yeah, but trying to get the money, like trying to get monetized at this point is very, very difficult.
Yeah, but trying to get
So
anyone
what-
to go on the Patreon at this point is much more difficult, trust me.
Alright, real quick, I need to ask you about monetization. I know we're going on a sidetrack, but I need to learn some YouTube knowledge. So, real quick, once you get once you're monetized, how do you maximize the amount of money you're going to make? This is going to make me sound really sort of materialistic, but I need the money. So,
Here we go. Here is your, here's the aristocracy in action. Basically, make your video as long as possible and put as many ad breaks as possible in there. There's not really any limit to the amount that you can put in a 10-minute space. So you could literally just make a video that's 100% ads if you wanted to, but
wow.
you'd look like an idiot in the process.
Yeah, I can't. Well, like with this, I don't even know how long we've been recording, but I don't know whether it shows how long we've been recording. How? Oh, okay. Does it say? It doesn't say. It doesn't seem to say on OBS.
If you come and tell me that you haven't been recording this entire time once again,
No,
I'm
I
not
have
going to be
been
very...
No, I have been recording.
I will put you in the sea.
No, I have
Oh,
been
you
recording. I just
stupid. You idiot.
no, I've been recording. So, guys, I'm sorry. This is
Tharries,
so
did you mute Pacifist?
no.
What do you have against free?
What did you mute? Pass? No, he muted himself.
I did not. He's muted himself and he's just showing us pictures of his leg. And now his face.
Okay, this podcast is gonna be all over
What?
the place.
Hey, what? I didn't know. I didn't realise.
Of course you did.
You're an idiot.
Yes, I am.
Right. So,
Yeah, I am.
turn off your. Now you're doing it deliberately. This is.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
My guy, stop it.
This is gonna be some really great listening for people.
This is a train wreck of like an audio video.
This is literally the worst podcast that's ever been made.
At least the one
Yeah,
I
let's-
did with you before had a bit of structure. Like this one's just.
It
We
really
don't have a
didn't
topic.
because yeah, we don't have a topic other than Series 11 had some reactions. Evaluate,
Okay.
compare, and contrast.
Goodness.
So real quick.
What's your favourite episode of Doctor Who?
Actually,
ever?
no, I've got a really good one. Does Angry
Yeah.
Pacifist count as a guest star if he hasn't got any videos?
I
Yeah.
do have videos
He has got like 3.
Well, where are they then?
on my channel.
Shut up! I knew that, you idiot. Where are they?
I
No,
have like 5 different videos.
All right, let me go down. Let me have a look.
He's not a professional, I guess.
I'm not a Doctor Who YouTuber yet, but I made.
Dude, there's a second person called
sometimes.
Angry Pacifist on there. Oh yeah, you have got videos.
Yeah, I'm angry.
There's the Disney Pixar timeline that I'm gonna add to my watch, and there's the redo of that. You idiot!
What's the
You didn't even get your first
What?
video right.
Oh, have you seen his
That's
very
not even
first
my.
video?
That's not even my first video. Like, I made more before. They're awful.
To be fair, I remade some of my first videos.
No, I just got better like audio quality, so I just decided.
Who
I
are Dan
remake
and
the
Wingy,
video.
and what are the funniest things?
I want to get Wingy.
Oh,
here
do
onto
not!
a podcast.
I basically made that to tweet to Wingy. And he's
never
another Doctor Who
responded.
YouTuber.
My guy,
yeah, he did
my
respond.
guy.
He did respond.
Did
Yeah, he actually liked it.
he? Hey, you should respect me.
Um,
I've got you on a call with Channel Puppy here. Like,
You've been doing this for 2 years. What the hell?
I know, and I'm awful.
I'm only.
And now it is time for your YouTube trip.
This video is gonna. I might premiere this, and people are gonna just have to sit there and listen to us just ramble about random stuff that means nothing.
If you want views, you need to make a video where you go up to Tharris and tip him out of his wheelchair into the sea, and
Sorry.
then you'll get
Sorry, who's Tharris?
Tharries. Sorry, oh my god. Like the way, look, if you
You
wanted to be called
idiot.
Tharries, you should have put a Y at the end of it, but then it wouldn't
That's
make
not-
up that
that's not-
cryptic
that's
message.
not how you
Look, shut
spell
up,
my
leave me
name.
be, okay?
Tharris.
You know what you should do? Just be like a little girl and just put extra E's at the end of it. So Tharries.
Hello, everybody. It's Tharries.
Technically, it's not even Tharries. It's T Harry's.
No, it's all one word.
What?
There's no gap
What?
between the T and the
What?
Harry's. So it's.
If you wanted it to be anatomically
What is-
correct, there should be a dot.
Shh. Don't
What
point
is
out
this?
my punctuation.
I just gave people clues as to your secret identity.
It's really not that big. a
Wait,
secret.
what? Wait, what?
Come on, do your Joker impression.
No.
Man, I had long hair back then.
Who's your?
I'm sorry.
Wait, who did you say your favorite Joker was again?
Mark Hamill.
Other
From
than
the
that, live action
animated
voice.
series.
Cameron Monaghan.
Okay,
Who?
the one from Gotham, that lame TV show that's not even really like canon. You know.
Don't criticize Gotham when all we talk about is Doctor Who.
At least Doctor Who doesn't have to
I-
bank off
sorry.
of a previously established franchise that makes way more
So,
sense.
Literally, it does. Every single time the Doctor regenerates, it banks for the previously successful franchise, pretty much.
Well, no, but it's all one franchise though.
It's like a different show each time.
But it's all one franchise, and there you go with Kermit the Frog again.
Yeah, what it is a franchise that just refuses to die.
Oh, and Gotham is.
Oh, show's meeting its logical ending. Oh, right, never mind. They'll just regenerate into a new person. The fact is, it's a show without any ending or foregone conclusion, making the journey pretty worthless, to be honest, after some time. There needs to be a destination that it reaches to. It needs.
But you can't really do that with a show that was designed to go on forever.
Yeah, I know, and that's the problem with a show that's designed to go on forever, is ultimately it'll fall numb on.
I feel that if the War Doctor didn't exist, we should have just ended after Capaldi. Like, the Time War's over, he's found Gallifrey, what is left? What is left to do? The story is over. There is no more story. It should have ended there.
I personally feel like the best time to end it would have been with Matt Smith. Personally.
Matt Smith?
I know people...
Yeah, no, that's one...
I know
that's basically what I'm saying. Had the War Doctor not existed and counted to that regeneration cycle...
No, but what I'm saying is... Even if you didn't count towards the
same reason.
cycle...
I have a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Wait 10 years, reboot it, have a few seasons with a new Doctor, have it reach a logical conclusion for that Doctor's story, and wait another 10 years, bring it in again.
Or maybe have 2 Doctors per era. Like maybe have
yeah.
In
That's
that
what
time,
it is for
yeah.
most of
Actually, that's the point, is all the Doctors nowadays, their whole story is structured around their regeneration, and everything's so scheduled with them now. If you had a Doctor that regenerated midway through their overall arc, it would be a bit less predictable. And that's the thing with Doctor Who, is it's very predictable, and you know it's never going to end, so who cares?
Well, that was the thing with Russell's era. His obviously Eccleston left very early on, so Tennant picked up the character arc, and that continued into the end of time. I think that worked quite well.
I feel like we should have...
I think it would have been more balanced, but
I feel
at
like
the same
regeneration in general, though, should be a surprise. Because at the moment, it's just like, oh, who's the new Doctor gonna be? Oh, here's a reveal 1 year before he regenerates. Have fun. It's like, well, that kind of takes the impact out of meeting someone brand new. Like...
Well, it's like that other problem is, like, you know the Doctor is so OP that they're never going to die, and if they do die, something's going to happen to bring him back. We need to somehow inject Stake back into the show.
Maybe give him a limit to regenerations again. Like, maybe...
Oh, they tried that already.
Yeah, but
he has a limit.
Yeah, but no, they don't.
He still has a limit. It's just... No, now it's 26 incarnations rather than 13. He's got a new regeneration cycle. He hasn't
Dude,
got,
what
like,
this idea you're suggesting is literally what the police do to get rid of, like, travellers. It's just like, oh, you gotta go by 10. Oh, we want to go by 11. Fine, go by 11. No, we're gonna go by 12. No, then go by 12 then in that case. You know what, here's £5,000. Go.
What the?
I don't know.
No, it's basically, you're just prolonging the inevitable, though. Like, and the thing is, ultimately... it will sustain itself regardless, and that's the thing is.
Yeah.
I feel like
I like to think that Doctor Who has an ending point, you know, because it would make the journey feel worthwhile, and then you could always bring it into like Earth 2 or something, start a new story.
And also, I feel like it's possible to write a fitting conclusion for something that's been going on for so long.
I've got an idea, like a Crisis on Infinite.
Okay, go
sort
on
of
then.
thing.
Go on then. Go on then. Perp, go on. Shoot.
I was going to pitch like a sort of a Crisis on Infinite Earth sort of thing, like what DC Comics did, where they kind of, you know, rebooted it into a new continuity, where basically we would reboot the show into a continuity where the first Doctor, second Doctor, you know, all that jazz never actually happened, and we do new origin stories for new takes on the villains and stuff. See how that goes. Hopefully people warm up to it.
I've always wanted an origin story where the Master and the Doctor were good friends, and we actually get to see that. No, I think it'd be cool.
No, don't do that. It would ruin the canon of the show. Everyone has their own different idea of what happened there.
Not really. Not if it's on a different Earth.
Tharries. They've already done that. It's called Doctor Who Velocity. It's on YouTube. It's a fan film.
Yeah, and I hate that fan film. I hate that fan film because
Alright, calm down, Pacifist. It's just made out of love and care.
Pacifist, calm down. It's made out of love by fans. You can criticize things that the professionals make that you're paying a TV license for, but leave the fans be, alright? They're just doing it out of love and fun, and ultimately what they've achieved is impressive.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. But
I only do it with permission, Tharries.
Okay, fair enough.
Literally everyone, like, literally everyone has a different idea of what happened there, and it would just anger everyone if they ever do anything like that. That's like canon.
Actually, that's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong. Look, the people that care about that crap should only take up 5% of the audience. And that's the thing, is they're catering too much towards fans, which should only take up a small percentage of what the audience is,
Moffat was
therefore making a
terrible
show
for
that
catering to
alienates all
fans.
people that aren't, basement-dwelling insects.
Moffat catered to fans way too much.
Yeah, and then
No,
there's
he
Chris
doesn't.
Chibnall, who
He
just
doesn't
caters to
anymore.
nobody.
No.
But, like,
He caters to himself. He doesn't even like Doctor Who.
what we need is a Doctor Who that's probably... Like, what I've always been saying is, the thing is, they always introduce a new showrunner by saying, oh yeah, the new showrunner has always been a lifelong fan of Doctor Who. What I would rather have is a professional writer that's not really a Doctor Who fan, but is capable of entering the headspace
Chibnall
necessary
isn't really a
to make a
Doctor Who
compelling
fan, he's just
new
not
take.
right.
You mean Andrew
Because the
Cartmel?
thing is, like, if you don't want change, you've got 50 years of this crap to back catalogue through. Have fun. Like, like,
I don't
we
think
could
there's
use...
anything wrong with having a fan
I
write
think-
a show, as long as they're good writer outside of that.
Yeah,
no,
but the
honestly-
thing is, like, right now, they're not.
Get like
no,
Dan Slott. I don't know.
I know.
Oh, God.
I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Andrew Cartmel, who was script editor, head writer and script editor in the late 1980s, wasn't a fan of the show. He was just applying for work, and that was what was going. And he
See,
was
I feel like
one
that
of
should
the
be more
best
like the
writers.
process.
Yeah,
I don't think they purposely look for people who
he
are
wasn't. He
fans.
wasn't. He
They just go to,
wasn't
like, the
even
most
an experienced
people
writer.
at the BBC at the time.
No, he
I
wasn't
just
even
want
very
to see
experienced.
people that can actually make something kind of dynamic and dramatic without pussyfooting around what the fans are going to think. Forget the fans, just make the show.
I could do that. No, I'm joking.
Well, that's what Chibnall's doing. That's
Yeah,
literally
but what Chibnall's doing isn't
He's
very
more-
good either. We need someone that's prepared to make something new and exciting and daring, but make it have some actual ambition. Because Chris
I
Chibnall,
think-
what he's doing is saying, forget the fans, I'm just going to sit right here and do nothing. What we need is a writer that says, forget the fans, this is the story we're telling, and this is going to be a great story.
I think us
I
three-
think that Paul Cornell should run the show, because Paul Cornell was the guy who did Scream of the Shulker and Human Nature, Family of Blood and Father's Day, and he is a Doctor Who fan, but he is one of the best writers within the Doctor Who universe ever. He was writing books in the 90s alongside former Doctor Who writers, and his stuff was in some cases miles better than what the old writers were doing.
The point I make is, like, from, like, Stephen Moffat and even Chris Chibnall, I think Doctor Who has packed itself into a little box. Who has to be, and it kind of refuses to kind of really jump out of that and stuff. And I think it's because we're either getting lifelong fans or previous writers to step up as showrunner and stuff. What I personally would like to see from Doctor Who at this stage is all new, 100% new stuff.
I don't think, like I say though, you can get new people who were fans, but just get them as long as they're actually got some writing credentials. And have got
Yeah,
a
but
good
as long as
idea.
they're prepared to jump out of the box, I want out of the box Doctor Who. I don't want.
Personally, I would love to see it.
That's literally Paul Cornell. That is literally Paul Cornell.
But like,
I'm
in
sorry,
my
you're-
opinion, I would like to see some things about the Doctor Who canon changed. Like, I know that fans hate that, but I would love to see like an actual story where the Doctor makes his first sonic screwdriver and stuff like that. Like, things like that would be quite
No.
cool to see.
No,
I think they would be.
no.
That's the
because
thing,
everyone
though,
has a-
Tharries, is like
everyone
they're
has
too
their
busy
own idea
catering
of
to
what
people that will
happened.
say no to any potentially interesting storytelling
Yeah, but
idea
the thing-
because
the
it
thing,
doesn't fit
Pacifist,
their little box
like-
of what Doctor Who is.
I'm just saying no to a Doctor Who prequel because everyone has their own idea of what happened there. It's
Yeah, but maybe it's time to. But that's not.
Yeah, but what if it's absolutely awful? What if Signal got his hands on?
But that's the thing. We're all too scared of what if it sucks. Forget about it. Just do it, because no show ever got made with people saying, "Oh, but what if it sucks?"
Or what if the fans don't like it? For example,
Yeah,
Marvel
nothing
thing-
gets anywhere.
Stephen Moffat knew not to do it. He understood.
Moffat changed loads about
That
the
is
canon.
something super dangerous. Yeah,
Moffat changed
but
loads
he
about the canon.
never did a prequel show to Doctor Who.
But
He
I
only
do
saying stuff that
genuinely
people
feel
had
like
already
it would be
seen.
Interesting to see a different angle on their origin story. Because we're only given vague glimpses of it. Like, we can make something...
So long as it's so canon and could possibly be unbound, I will allow it.
But
it
wouldn't
cannot
it be
be
cool
canon.
to see the origins of the Doctor, see where his morals came from, why he feels this way?
No, because I have an idea
Directed
what
by
that is.
Zack Snyder.
Well,
What?
according
No.
to you, that would probably be like movie of the
Yeah.
year.
That would be the greatest. But no, the thing is, like, I think that the thing is, like, you're also saying make it not canon, but this exposes the wrong attitude because y'all are too busy pussyfooting around because Doctor Who's too precious.
Well, this is
The thing,
I
the
would
Doctor
like,
never
I'd like to
gets
see new things done
the
with
Doctor,
canon.
him or herself, never gets anywhere if he or she doesn't take any risks.
Well, this is the thing, Pacifist.
You take
like,
risks during the show, but
You're taking,
you
you're
don't
saying no to all
explore.
the new ideas because you don't like the idea of having new ideas. If they
Why can't we see the baby Doctor getting raised by owls? Come on, that sounds great.
Yowza. No, I feel there should be new ideas within Doctor Who, like a continuous story of the Doctor and maybe a Paul McGann series, but we shouldn't have any kind of prequel.
But why
That
not?
is the one place I draw the line.
Why not?
But I mean, okay, I will say another reason why I don't want it. Because the person who will write it will probably miss out some detail in it.
But it doesn't have
That
to
will
be
make
like
every
one to
single
one.
fan absolutely hate it.
As I said, Marvel does a ton.
But how is it canon if it doesn't make sense then?
But it can make sense without being 100% faithful. Again, Marvel does it all the time.
I mean, to be fair, if there's something you don't like in the canon, it can be retconned back out again.
Exactly.
The thing is, like, Stephen Moffat's done a load of things to canon that I don't like, such as Clara Oswald influencing the First Doctor. Has it been rebooted out? No. Has it ruined the show for me going forward? Little bit, but at the end of the day, as people say, you can kind of pick and choose.
But in my view, right, I think that you can do different stuff into canon. Why not, in a few years, reboot the show, like actually do a full reboot, doing away with most of the canon, but just keeping like the essential assets. So keep the Tardis, keep the screwdriver, keep the Doctor himself. That's about it.
Okay, that's basically an Unbound series. I'll be happy with that. Yeah,
But no, it would be canon.
It would be canon, but you can have a canon Unbound. It's following like a different time.
But what I'm saying is, why not just have a series that just focuses on being a good show? I think the show at the moment, well, not really with Chibnall, but with Moffat especially, it was so obsessed with slotting into parts of the canon that it forgot to be a good show. It was like, oh, this fits in with this, and this fits in with that, and then...
I disagree with that because of Series 10.
I don't like Series 10.
Series 10 was amazing.
No,
rewatch Series...
Channel Put,
Rewatch
what's
Series 10.
What's your opinion on
You
Series
need
10?
to rewatch Series 10.
I don't think it's that
Like,
good.
Series 10's standout episodes are good enough to carry the entire series, in my opinion. And it certainly carries it higher above, say, Series 9 and 8, in my opinion. I think Series 8 is probably a little more consistent. You know, it never reaches the highs of Series 10.
But would you say that it's like a great... I wouldn't say it's a great series. I'd say it's pretty... It's alright, but I wouldn't say like, wow.
I'd say it's one of the better ones.
It's the kind of series I think of when I think of Doctor Who.
The only episodes I really think of when I think of Series 10 are World Enough in Time and Doctor Falls. Those are the only ones I really think of, because those are the only ones that really...
I actually really like the pilot as well. Like,
yeah.
Stupid name, but I really enjoyed it.
Meh.
No. I feel like it's what I think of when I think of Doctor Who, because it isn't It's what I generally expect series. It's what I want to expect series after series. That kind
You're
of
using that word again, my guy. This is the thing. Expect the unexpected is what Doctor Who should be all about.
Oh no! Now you're
But when it
making me think of the Last
and when it
Jedi.
comes
This
to
isn't.
quality, it should be that quality at the minimum, and that's why it is a great series because it's just a bare minimum that we need
I just feel like
to
we need
really
to
enjoy
refresh
it.
the canon a little bit. Get rid of all the baggage.
I mean, think about it this way: like the best season ever, in my opinion, is season 1 with Christopher Eccleston, and it completely rewrote the rule book in regards to what Doctor Who is. I think we need to have the
Exactly.
balls to do something like that again.
Yeah, I think we need to do that again.
Okay.
I mean, think
feel
about it:
that's
the
what
Time
Stephen
War.
Moffat did, though.
That's not what Moffat did. You can't claim that's what Moffat
apart
did.
from the Time War.
What, in
apart
series
from
10,
the
you
Time
mean?
War. No, in series 5.
We didn't
No,
reboot
Moffat
things.
didn't, because
It was
the
very
thing is,
clearly
like,
a
Russell
continuation.
Davis took the show and, like, streamlined it and stuff for the way that Moffat would go on to do it. Russell T Davis was the one that said, like, these are standalone individual episodes and stuff. I'm saying let's break back out of that and make it, say, maybe an anthology series or serialize it again or something.
Well, I would say the way it's structured is fine. The issue that I have, like I say, is that everything has to be connected. Why? Like,
The thing is, literally everything these days is serialized. Like, as far as the Netflix world of entertainment is concerned, the modern day and everything, like, standalone mini-stories might as well be for babies. Like, I think
Yeah.
they should re-serialize Doctor Who.
what I'm saying is, like, with
That was the whole thing with the story arcs, though.
going back to the canon idea,
But,
what?
yeah, but I think, like, what they need to do is, rather than do little arcs running through a number of standalone stories, or rather than do just these little story arcs and everything where they spend some time in one particular location and move on, they should make it more intertwined with the time travel dynamic. Make one story that lasts a season that spans across the past, present, and future, all of time and space. And make the characters the
I
catalyst
actually
for
really
it.
liked your idea of having alternate universe
Yeah.
Daleks. That is actually a really cool idea.
Yeah, like, my idea there was that, like, their origin stories, like, there's such a thing in the galaxy as absolute matter, where it's either absolutely positive or absolutely negative, and that these new Daleks were just a manifestation in the center of that universe of all absolute negative matter. So they're not a lab process thing, there's no Davros or anything.
I agree.
They are just literally the worst thing in the whole universe, basically.
Yeah, as I said though, with like in 2005, they very rarely reference the old series. If they did, it was with like throwaway lines. It didn't start with a regeneration, and it just felt fresh. And that's what we need. We don't need the drawn out regeneration scene. Just start us in the midst of like an adventure. Get us hooked on this new figure, and then reveal it to be the Doctor.
Another idea. No more freaking companion entry episodes. Have the Doctor regenerate and then a time jump. I don't need to see how the Doctor meets the companion. I don't need to see them say, "Oh, it's bigger on the inside" for the 86th time. Just get on with it.
What I like about that is that those episodes are like a fresh. It's like a reboot for the show. It's a jumping on point.
Because they still
Yeah,
feel
but
the
like,
same.
we shouldn't need it to be rebooted this much. Like,
no, I feel like the way that Moffat did the companions by having them, not having them once a series, like one a series, having them like say for 3 or 4 years, it meant that you could show go on for 3 or 4 years and then have a quick reboot with a new companion, rather than a reboot series after series after series.
What I'm saying is, I think they should get a young actor.
And I feel that those episodes do work.
What I'm saying is, they should get a young actor who would actually be in the role for longer than 3 years.
No, 3 years is right.
No, I don't think.
no,
it is.
I would say it'd be good to get the Doctors to last as long as possible. Really.
Yeah, I agree. I would say that with modern shows, like the leads can stay the same for like over a decade. Like, why can't we have
that makes
a
sense.
Doctor that stays for longer?
Also, the Doctor needs to be less of a Mary Gary stew. They need a weakness, and I came up with the idea of like memory loss being kind of a weakness, like a bad short-term memory, meaning that they can no longer really. It could come with the regeneration. My idea for my series that I did in that little channel pup video I mentioned him, getting trapped in a resort and everything. The idea was that it took place several thousand years after the last Doctor Who episode, basically.
Yeah, that would probably be the only other way you could do it, where it'd be so far.
A multi-millennium time jump, so that we're no longer tripping over our own dicks over continuity, and so that we can establish a new weakness in the Doctor that doesn't feel immediately forced in.
The only problem with that, though, is that then fans are going to ask, well, what happened in between? And then there's going to be there's going to be like a person that comes and says, well, here's what happened. Because it's the same thing that happened with the Time War. To be honest, I didn't need to see
Well, if they want to do that, they can do that, but ultimately I'm just going to take responsibility for my own era if I'm the showrunner.
Yeah, to be honest, though, I didn't need to see the whole sci-fi shooty Time War. I didn't need to see it.
Yeah, I didn't need to see it, because for starters, it ruined the mystique of the Time War.
Exactly.
Secondly, it was nothing like it was described. And thirdly, retconning the Time War was so stupid.
Yeah, I feel if Russell had written the 50th, the Time War would have been treated much better. So,
it probably would have been the
it
whole
would have been
episode.
about 50.
Which is what it should have been, because that's what the modern era was building up to.
Yeah, I feel it should have been like a Daleks / Master episode.
Well, no, I wouldn't say.
Well, I actually remember before the 50th anniversary came out, it had been announced that David Bradley was playing the first Doctor in Adventure in Space and Time. I suggested having 2 Doctors to a series, and it would be David Bradley and Matt Smith side by side, going up against Time War and Skaro Daleks together, and that would be the sort of...
I don't see how that would work in terms of canon, but I'm up for it.
See, this is the thing.
The idea was kind of like
works,
the
I'm fine
Doctor
with
kind
it.
of... The Doctor would kind of get hurled across his own timeline and would kind of go back to some familiar locations, but would have to fix certain things that are being nupped.
Wait, so you're basically going to do an Avengers Endgame.
I guess it does work with the whole thing of what Moffat later did with Once Upon a Time, where but
I predicted Twice Upon a Time.
Yeah, the Doctor is taken out of one of his missing episodes and and has an adventure with the current Doctor.
Yeah. Well, another idea I had was, the thing is, there's that story where the Grey back in time through the Doctor's timeline and murder his every generation.
I hated that one.
I hated that, but the thing is, that could have been a really good story. There could have been, a forewarning from, a previous Doctor, and the Doctor has to go back to familiar episodes and save him.
Yeah.
That could have been a great story. A great 50th anniversary story, even. Because you could see all the old Doctors again at some point, and you could, it would literally just be fan wank, but it would be kind of fun anyway. Definitely better than what we...
Yeah. Something I would suggest, right, is I think that Doctor...
Sorry.
Okay.
What?
Just something on Twitter that I've just seen.
What I was going to say was... I think a cool way to start off a new era would be with a movie. An actual released in the cinema movie.
It would flop.
Not necessarily.
It would definitely flop.
It depends.
It would flop.
Doctor Who has run itself into being such a niche that it could only flop.
But this is what I'm saying, is that if...
Yeah.
But Sonic is quite a niche thing when you think about it, and that's getting a movie.
Yeah, and the thing is, Sonic is bigger than Doctor Who.
Yeah,
that's
it is.
Sonic is
too, though.
But Marvel never used to be very big until they made it big.
The thing is, Marvel didn't run itself into being a niche. Marvel just was a niche. Doctor Who is something that, for every time Doctor Who has had a chance to be accessible for a larger audience, it's always gone and, screamed in the back of the car.
If you waited a decade or even 2 decades, wait until the fans had not died, but they'd sort of...
Who's gonna watch it?
Not died, but sort of...
Die?
Doctor Who breaks box office records, but not in the way you expect. It literally makes no money whatsoever at the box office.
What if, we wait a decade for the fans to sort of build, want Doctor Who again, they want new material. Yeah. Don't release any...
They're dead, you just said.
No, I didn't mean to say death. What I'm saying is that release a movie 10 years after the current series just ends, and make a good movie. The
thing is, regardless of all that stuff, it is still really difficult to market to a modern audience a police box flying around, spinning through space and stuff.
You realise
It's much
in Endgame
easier
we
to
literally
promote.
had-
Here's a man that makes a metal suit to escape from terrorists. That's a lot easier to market than here's a man of 56 years of mythology, maybe more, flying in a police box through time and space. It's just kind of ridiculous for most
I'm gonna
audiences.
disagree with you there, and I'm gonna say, who knew what Thanos was in 2008?
Yeah, but Thanos was earned over the course of several movies. You can't earn Doctor Who over the course of several movies.
No.
Unless here's an idea I've always had, is if you had kind of like an Avengers sort of a universe thing with brand new heroes and stuff, and you introduced the Doctor as a secondary character in that, and then Doctor Who becomes a spin-off from that.
Or
It could totally work. Like,
alternatively,
and I'm not saying, make the BBC Avengers with Sherlock Holmes and Doctor Who, because that's really stupid. That's a really stupid idea. That's
I
the
would
worst
watch
idea,
that.
and
I'm sorry, I would.
that's really stupid. What they need is a brand new show, a brand new thing that looks like a brand new thing, and in one episode they introduce you to a character, and it's like, oh my god, Doctor Who is in this, no way. And he becomes a little bit of a reoccurring character, and it's a really good show for new audiences, and they're like, oh man, I really love this Doctor guy, and then boom, spin-off, Doctor Who.
I could,
Yeah.
That's the only way
I could
to
see
shape
a
off
Doctor
the
Who
stench.
cinematic universe working, but you kind of need the Doctor to be there from the start.
Just don't. The thing is, if the BBC were to do this, they'd start off with, "Here's our new show, the Paternoster Gang," and it's just like, "Oh, great! You made it even worse than it was before."
I feel like a Torchwood film would work. It may be a Torchwood cinematic universe.
Well, no, it would have to be a Doctor Who cinematic universe, because Doctor Who's the main brand.
No, a Torchwood one. Only the in my opinion, the Torchwood.
The thing is, it's still just a bit of a the thing is, it's a good concept for what we know, for what's on TV and stuff. But for today's audiences, when it comes to cinema goers, it's not enough to just have here's some guys with a big beam in Torchwood that are agents that live in Cardiff. Like they want big.
What's wrong with
They want
Cardiff?
bigger.
What are you trying to say?
Cardiff. How many big budget movies are shot in Cardiff?
Doctor Who.
You just called Doctor Who a big budget movie. You could officially
was
get
once.
out.
It
No.
was once.
The TV movie was a big budget movie. That's
Again,
Doctor Who.
That was it made.
Was that
in
shot in Cardiff? I'm
No,
pretty
no,
sure a
it
lot of that
wasn't.
was shot in the USA.
No, it was made in
It was.
Canada.
It was.
Canada even. Well,
I'm just-
Toronto's got quite a film industry and everything. And I'm not slagging off Cardiff or anything. I know that there's a lot of great shows made in Cardiff.
Don't forget,
But if we're trying to
the origin
market
of the
it to...
Absorbaloff was in Cardiff, so just remember that.
And I'm not trying
Really?
to claim that we should have an Absorbaloff
That was
cinematic
London.
universe.
I would watch.
That was London, man. That was in London.
It was Cardiff.
Yeah. Remember we said it on the podcast. He drove down to Cardiff with his dad.
Oh yeah.
And he
Oh
said,
yeah, no, I just got there. There was no film crew or Absorbaloff or anything. They were just like, right, you're here in Cardiff. You wanted to Cardiff.
Wait, what year was it that you?
Well,
sort of-
parts of the episode
was it
filmed
2006?
in London, though.
Was it?
I think some of the episode was shot in London, but the scene that I was involved in was shot in Cardiff.
Was that the scene at the end where Absorbaloff is running after Elton?
Yes.
At the very end, where Ursula becomes.
I mean, I wasn't there for that, but I was there for
Yeah.
the little chase and the confrontation and the
Yeah.
doctors there and everything. I was there for that.
Yeah.
And you know what's amazing is how they managed to edit out the rain.
Oh yeah, he's in the picture. And,
Yeah, it
in
was
the
absolutely
picture,
tipping it down with rain and everything.
Yeah.
Why am I
and-
not surprised? It's Cardiff. It's like literally.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
now
the
that
point
you say
is,
that, Rose's hair does look quite wet.
The point I'm trying to make is Doctor Who is what it is ultimately. But the thing is, the way they're going about things right now, there is really no easy way to it to a larger audience.
Mm.
And I don't feel like Chris Chibnall has helped that, even if he's attempted to, quote unquote, with his evergreen landscape.
Why is someone calling me out there? Hello? Hello?
This is a great podcast.
I'm gonna edit that. Carry on.
Yeah, no, I don't see an easy way of making it really accessible at this point as they want it to be, especially not for like a feature-length film release if they want it to be anywhere near as big as, say, Avengers or something. And that should be the goal for a larger-than-life story like this, I think.
I just feel like
I think-
you say that a police box is hard to market to audiences. Like, a lot of things would be hard to market to audiences if people hadn't tried. Thing is,
I know, but there's a lot of things that are like synonymous, like when it comes to Doctor Who. There's a lot of things that people associate in a negative way, unfortunately. Like, and I get like, I'm tripping over my words here. Give me a minute.
That's right.
The thing is, like, there are stupider contexts that exist, but generally they are things that aren't quite as out there, yet oddly familiar as a flying police box.
Yeah.
But like,
Like, if you look at like the Never-Ending Story, the thing has a freaking giant dog that flies everywhere, but
I just
ultimately
feel
that's
like-
still a staple of fantasy.
in this
like-
current state of sci-fi films and superhero films, I feel like a lot more general audiences are accustomed to seeing weird shit in movies. So I don't think they.
Also, another question though is what would you even make a Doctor Who movie about?
Right, here's my idea.
It would just be a long episode.
No, I've actually had this idea for quite some time. So for once, the Daleks actually beat the Doctor. For once.
No. Don't
Already
like
we're
it.
relying on familiar lore. See,
The Daleks could be reintroduced, though.
the thing is, like, you want them to win this time and everything, and the movie-going public, you got to assume that not all of them have watched Doctor Who, and they're going to sit down and be like, "Oh wow,
You gotta treat the audience like idiots.
these weird Dalek men have just beat up the Doctor. That means nothing to me because I've never seen them lose before."
Okay, well, what if the Daleks... What if it's not the Daleks? What if it's just some alien?
Tim Shaw got it.
Just imagine the most generic Doctor Who... No. Just imagine a alien.
Crashco.
Yeah. Just for the sake of time, let's just imagine Krasko. So Krasko beats the Doctor. And obviously, this is the start.
Don't
of the
like
film.
it. Not real. It could never happen.
See, this.
I've
is
got an idea of how it could work.
Hmm? Go on.
You could have it play out like a classic alien invasion movie. It takes place in sort of, cornfield land, basically, in the
Cornfield.
1950s. Cornfield land, and aliens arrive, and these aliens are the Daleks. We spend the first half of the movie with like the government trying to figure out what the hell do we do about the Daleks, but then a guy's like, I've actually got a phone number of a guy that can deal with this. We're introduced to a time traveler called Doctor Who,
'Cause
who
that's
can
not
deal with
previously
this
The
stuff.
established.
Doctor Who.
Meh.
But basically, like, it's told from the perspective of the human race. And like
it's
basically,
like the new Sonic film.
The-
It's like the new Sonic film where we're with the government working out who Sonic is.
yeah, and they're just like, what is? Well, the thing is, there's one guy that's in there that knows the Doctor's number, and it's kind of like, how does he know him and stuff? It's like, who is think he's qualified? And he's like, hey, step inside my box, and it's just like, oh my god. And then like the adventure kind of plays out, and yes, it's a run-of-the-mill Doctor versus Dalek invasion story, but at the same time, you can't really for fans if you're trying to attract the movie-going public.
Thunderbolt strike, lightning strike. And what if
Back to
no
the
one knew
Future.
who the Doctor was? So it was kind
No.
of a sort of Beauty and the Beast type thing, where no one knew what it was. So they just see this impossible threat, just completely just decimating them, and the Doctor's been forgotten by the human race. But that, for some reason, I don't know.
This is in the future.
But for some reason,
What?
This is in the future, right?
yeah. So the Doctor's been forgotten. No one knows who the Doctor is. So
But why? We've seen episodes with the Doctor in the future.
Okay, so what I meant is that the Doctor is gone. Like, no one's like. Okay, but what if it's sort of like they know who he is, but he's not been around for years. So then an
You're
alien.
basically just ripping up Narnia now.
Not really. An alien
Yeah,
threats.
you are.
And the alien threats. He's an opportunity to invade Earth now that he's gone.
You're still kind of relying a bit on continuity. I think if they do a Doctor Who movie, it's going to have to take place completely out of continuity.
Well, that's what I mean. If the Doctor's like nowhere to be found, then it would be out of continuity because no one.
Oh, great! So it's another Moffat opener with "Where is the Doctor?"
The Doctor dies.
The Doctor dies, but where's he gone?
Doctor dies, but he's still alive. How is this possible?
Why could we?
He's a Tesseract.
Oh, it's literally every Moffat episode just it impossible, but it happened. But that's impossible, but it happened.
What if we just remade the Bible with the Doctor?
No.
Tharries, dude, kill yourself. Like
yes. If you were going to try and rewrite the Bible, you can just die. I don't care.
Yeet yourself off of the coast of Cardiff now.
The Bible was. You realised the Bible was probably rewritten over and over again. Like
yeah, but like when you're blatantly ripping it off into Doctor Who, like
Man of Steel ripped off the Bible.
No.
Man of Steel is brilliant.
No, it isn't.
No, you're rewriting the Bible to make it.
It makes Superman dark and bleak, and that's not what people want to see out of Superman.
It doesn't make him dark and bleak. It puts Superman in a world that is dark and bleak.
I like Batman versus Superman.
I love Batman versus Superman.
I think you are fucking insane.
Don't say you don't like Batman v Superman. Say you don't understand.
I honestly don't. Sorry, I don't see what you see.
You know there's a YouTuber who got run over by a car after seeing Batman vs Superman.
Why are you laughing at that? You are sadistic.
He lives in Ireland. He's gonna get screwed over by flipping.
He doesn't live in Ireland. He lives in Wales.
No, the guy who got run over.
Oh right, sorry.
Yeah, but he is just gonna get destroyed by Article 13.
While I muted myself for a second, you're all just discussing my destruction.
Cork. I think he's from Cork.
Or
Dublin. God. No, I think it's Cork.
Sorry. Jesus, I think we're going to have to end this, whatever this was.
Bye.
No, I didn't.
He's just gone.